What's up, everybody? We are here for another episode of Abby's Abode, and not just a regular episode, but we're breaking down the Elite Eight tonight. We're gonna do some more live voting for the slasher bracket. That's gonna be a lot of fun, and we want all of you to vote and
Yep.
participate.
Yep.
So thank all of you for joining us this evening, and as always. We've got to have Abby here. So what's up, Jody? How are you?
I'm doing good. Busy day at
Good.
work.
Yeah, I understand completely. Busy, especially on Mondays. It seems like Mondays are
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
designed that way. But
Yep.
but yeah. So good to have you on, and I'm excited about getting to the final four.
Me too.
I'm excited about that this evening, and we've got some other cool stuff. So we'll get going here. Let me welcome in everyone. We've got Brandon Wayne Lewis, John G, Jody's in the chat, Stephanie, Rare Kitty, John Bennett, Jeremy Dunderman, who's a member of our channel. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Richie Hurdy Sketch, what's up? Alicia Dalton, thank you all for joining us. If you come in after the fact, I'm just going to throw out a blanket welcome. Thank you for joining us. I promise you, it's not intentional. We get into our discussions, and sometimes I don't always catch who popped in. So that's my disclaimer from the very beginning here. So, all right. So we're gonna get started as we do with some music and in Caleb's corner. So Jody, take it away.
Woo! We got some big news today. So it was announced today by Celebrating Meatloaf and Caleb and all the people in the band that they're doing another UK tour next year in September, starting on the 13th, ending on the 22nd. So you guys over there in the UK have a chance to go and see this amazing show. They always make it very, very entertaining, and I know that they really love the crowd over there. It seems to be a little bit more energetic. So yeah, I messaged my friend Karen, who goes to all the Bat shows with me on the Celebrating Meatloaf shows, and I pretty much said, hey, we can start planning our England trip now, and she said yes. And I said all of the above, and she just said, okay. And, then I came to realize that's a lot of presents. One present for Caleb for every show. That's a lot of presents. So maybe I should just do like one big present. But yes, announced just today. Breaking news. Yeah, they're going back to the UK September 2024. Also, now their fall tour is complete. Caleb will be hitting the road with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I love that picture. That was like the finale of their last show. And yeah, Caleb posted some pictures from that. Looks like they had a really, really good time. I think his family went to one in New Jersey, and it looked like they had a really good time. Obviously, proud parent moment, So yeah, he on November 15th, he hits the road with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. He is on the East Coast tour. So if this is anywhere near a city near you, make sure that you go, because again, this show is fantastic. Take Caleb out of it. Not that you would ever want to. It's still an amazing show. They really go for the gusto, for sure. So we're hoping to make it to the Cincinnati show at the end of the year. Just depends on money and finances and that sort of stuff. So yeah, go see Trans-Siberian Orchestra. if you're in the UK, make sure you go see them in September next year. He's gonna be, obviously we've got that new music that he's gonna be releasing, he said, next year. So we're gonna have a lot of things going on with Caleb's Corner, and that's exciting. I told him that we were gonna promote the hell out of the new music. So looking forward to it. I'm sure
Yeah.
he's got a lot more stuff to announce, and yeah, excited. I know my parents are excited to have me back over there in England for a
Yeah.
little while.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. What's up, Bonkers, and everyone that I've missed that's joined us since we started? Welcome. Thank you all for joining us. A lot of great information there about Caleb. Go check him out. Go listen to his music. He's awesome, very talented. And while you're doing that, you should also, on another device or after you listen to some of his music, go listen to Jodie's interview with him. It's on the channel, so go check it out. It's
That
really,
was
really
fun.
well done. Yeah,
We
really
talked
well.
about horror movies, and yeah,
Yeah, so
had a good time.
yeah, great interview with Caleb. So go check it out. Drop a like on that video as well. So we're officially in spooky season. We like to celebrate the spooky things, and tomorrow is Halloween. So Jodie and her wonderful family um had some they dressed up and
We went to
had
a
a lot of
block
fun.
party.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll turn it over to you again, Jodie. Just talk about these photos and what you guys did.
Yeah, so downtown Franklin did a kind of like a trunk, it was a trunk or treat, like a Halloween kind of block party. And we all wanted to be different members of Bray Wyatt, except for Ari, because we didn't know she was going to be spending Halloween with us. So um uh she really wanted to do Miss Congeniality, but obviously you have Chris there as cult leader Bray. Logan really wanted to be Huskus. Obviously I was Abby. Harper wanted to be Alexa, kind of an Alexa Lily mesh. And then Tate wanted to go as the Fiend. So we had a really good time. They got a lot of candy, and we'll be dressing up like that again tomorrow.
Awesome.
Wonderful,
Awesome.
wonderful artwork in the background, by the way,
Yeah.
from Mr. Kyle Scarborough.
Yeah. Some great artwork.
Yeah, so we use like paint pens. And we all had something written on our arm. So obviously mine says, "We miss you, Bray," and had Wyndham. Logan's did "I love Bray." And then Harper did "Bray Wyatt forever." So we just put little messages on our arms. And that dress with the lily face on it, I drew that.
That's awesome.
With a paint pen. And we had a really, really good time with it. We had fun. I think it came out okay.
Yeah, that's a great job. That's awesome. That is so awesome.
And yeah, Logan was so funny as Huskus. He's such a character. Yeah, I put some like glitter in my hair, and I did Harper's makeup. Wyatt. I did Harper's makeup, and yeah, we had a good time. It was tons of fun.
That's so awesome. Yeah, it's here. Halloween is here, so be on the lookout for those trick or treaters tomorrow, and don't just give toothbrushes or apples. Give some good candy too. Even though we have an event tomorrow evening, and I'm going to be giving out some toothbrushes, but mostly just good candy. So I will I had somebody say, "Well, that's the way you keep your patients coming back, right? You know, you give." No, not what we do. I promise. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm dressing up as Ghostface
That's awesome.
tomorrow, so yeah, it's and I have the voice thing too, so I'm gonna get on.
Mm.
I'm going to attempt to do a meeting at work with the voice thing. So
That'll be funny.
yeah, so if I change or update any of my information in terms of being employed, you will know why, because they did not care for my playing of Ghostface. So
Mm.
yeah, just gonna say that. But that's my plan. Anyway, I might change my mind. Um Speaking of Halloween, it gives me a good opportunity to play this. Um but I've got to shout out Richie Hurdy Sketch. Um, he sent over some art, and it's inspired by our bracket, one of the matchups this week. So I got to share that.
I love that.
That's awesome, so
That's
awesome.
so cool.
It really is. Yeah. So Richie said I got to film that. Yeah, I'll film it. Film it. And then you guys can see what the end result is. But so yeah, we've got this is our updated bracket. So you see the matchups there. We've got Scream going up against Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween the remake, Rob Zombie's remake from 2007, going up against Saw, the original
Mm.
Saw. And I did have a chance to watch Saw X.
It was
I
good.
absolutely loved it as a Saw fan.
Mm-hmm.
It was really well done, I thought. So yeah, that was great. Halloween, the original, going up against the original Friday the 13th. So Michael
Oof.
Myers going up against Jason Voorhees. Then
Oof.
we have Child's Play versus Nightmare on Elm Street. So we've got the lovable Charles Lee Ray, aka Chucky, going up against one Freddy Krueger. Yeah, good luck deciding that, folks. But
Yeah, this is gonna
we're
be
gonna do it.
highly entertaining.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. So it gives me a chance to play this little clip, and then we'll come back and we'll start talking about the movies and start our live voting. So here we go. All right. So that gives me a chance to play that. I like that. I'm kind of proud of what
You
I
did
did.
good. You
Thank
did
you. I appreciate it.
good.
All right. So we're gonna start with the first matchup in the Woodsboro uh, region, we'll call it. Let's go Scream versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oof. We actually watched Scream again on Saturday night. I mean, it's just it's a classic.
It is.
It really is. Like nobody I think a lot of people had Billy pegged as the killer for throughout most of the movie, but nobody really expected his friend to be another killer. And I loved the twist that they were the ones that killed um her mom. And yeah, I mean, it's just a classic. It's tough to beat.
It really is. And then talking about a film that really just inspired so many after it.
Yeah.
Another one that did that is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And
Yes.
uh I mean Leatherface, iconic.
Iconic. But
Iconic.
here's my argument, okay? Other than doing the scary movie parody ones, they haven't tried to remake Scream. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been remade several times.
Yes.
So I think for me personally, that adds to the originality of Scream, because they haven't recreated it. That's
Yeah.
just my opinion, but
So we've
yeah.
got some votes, Jody. We've got some votes here, and I'll bring it up on screen. I will say that I'm a bit surprised at how wide the margin is right now. Um, but here's the vote right here. There we go. So hopefully you folks can see that. I'll zoom in a little bit more, but probably not that much, Jeff. But there we go. All right. So that's the vote as of right now. We'll refresh here, and I have not voted, and I'm there we go. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre running away with it. 75% of the vote. So I think it's safe to call that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, you know, Ghostface versus Leatherface. It's tough to beat.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's yeah, it's pretty wide margin. So we will go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Moving on to the final four.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. All right. So now we have Halloween, the 2007 remake, Rob Zombie's remake, going up against Saw. Yeah, this is
that's hard for me because I love them both so much. I don't even know. You know, I love Rob Zombie knows how to make a horror movie, a bloody movie, a gory movie, especially with like um the Devil's Rejects and stuff like that. I just he knows how to make a movie. But you know, Saw is original. That they came close in Saw X to recreating that jaw-dropping OMG moment that you got at the end of Saw. Yeah. I think they got dangerously close.
Yeah.
Personally, I think they got very, very close. I kind of thought maybe that's where it was gonna go with Saw X, but it was still a shock to kind of see it unfold and how it unfolded and how he was able to plan for that.
Yeah.
So it's Saw X is a great movie.
He knew what was going to happen well before it happened, and made a plan accordingly. And I'll say I love the Saw franchise. I have enjoyed every movie for different reasons. But I will admit, as a huge Saw fan, once we got past 3,
they got dumb.
It just got convoluted, and it was like, okay, who are we going to make an apprentice now?
And I think once they got past Saw 3, it became more about the gore than the story.
Yeah, like how
making the story fit. Yeah.
Can we make people run out of the theater?
Yeah,
that kind of thing. Which I mean, I felt like it just kind of lost some of the storytelling and some of the aspects, what made it unique.
Right. But you can't recreate the first one.
No, gosh no.
You just can't.
But I will say this with Spiral. I enjoyed Spiral. I enjoyed Jigsaw. But yeah, Saw X for me was
good.
It was great. Yeah, it really was. This one is a little bit closer than
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit closer than what the first matchup was. So
yeah, I think Saw X recaptured telling
Yeah.
a story over. Obviously, it was very gory as well, but
Oh yeah.
it I feel like it recaptured the story and brought it back to its original oomph, so to speak.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Rob Zombie does know how to make a movie. Very much
Yeah.
so.
I love Devil's Rejects and
Mm-hmm.
that whole Three from Hell and
Yep. Three
House
from
of a
Hell.
Thousand
Wyatt!
Corpses.
Wyatt!
I really,
Somebody's driving
why
past
is
our house.
I was just gonna say why is just casting his vote. That's all.
Right. Wyatt!
All right,
Wyatt!
folks. So I'm gonna refresh a couple more times here,
Hey,
but think I think we might. I think Saw
just edged
just
out.
barely
Barely.
edged out. So refresh one more time. And if it's 50-50 now, I'm gonna okay. All right. All right,
Nope.
there we go.
I think it's solidified.
I think so. So yeah, we're gonna move on here. So that's our winner. So we're gonna have in
Ooh, now we
the
have Texas Chainsaw versus Saw.
Saw for the next round. So that's gonna be an interesting matchup on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that it's gonna be very interesting there. All right. So
I think we should save Halloween
yeah,
versus
we'll
Friday for last.
we'll save that for last. Yeah,
Yeah,
we gotta tease that one out a little bit.
a little
So
bit.
we're gonna move on to everyone's favorite. Well, maybe not. It depends on if you like dolls, that look like Chucky, but I like them. I just couldn't play with the My Buddy anymore after that. Or going up against Chucky, Child's Play, is this guy, Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street.
For me personally, it's no contest. Freddy
Okay.
Krueger is effing scary.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Freddy Krueger is freaking scary. So for me personally, it's no contest. Like, I have to go with Freddy. I got to go with Nightmare on Elm Street because it's just scary. It's
Yeah.
freaking scary.
Yeah. I mean, because it's like you said before, you got to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And you got to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So you got this dude chasing after you. And
He's freaking scary.
yeah. Yeah.
Like,
So
I'm not diminishing Child's Play, but because Chucky's an iconic character too, but you put him up against Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy. I mean, you just it can't win. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, Freddy
well,
is so iconic.
I'll say this. I mean, I think we're at the point in this vote where we can probably mercy rule it and call it. Because yeah, it's not even close right now. Not even close. Nightmare on Elm Street running away with it.
I kind of thought that.
I'll refresh one more time. Yep.
No,
So
we're good.
all right. So I clicked on something for Verbo. Didn't mean to, but pop ups and all. I'm not paying for the premium for this polling thing. So but yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street
Mm-hmm.
takes it. And rather convincingly, I will say. That was
Mm-hmm.
rather convincing. So but yeah, I think one thing I want to make sure we get across is it's not people not picking one or the other is not saying that one film is bad and one
Right.
isn't. It's just your personal preference. So
Yeah.
some people Child's Play might be their jam.
Yeah.
Other people it might be, Nightmare on Elm Street. So it all depends. It all depends on what you like. So
Yep.
so that's that one. So we've got Freddy Krueger moving on. So this could be very interesting in that on that side too, because depending on who wins this last matchup, you're gonna have Freddy Krueger against one of the other icons too. So we're going Halloween, the OG, 1978, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Joe said this next one's gonna kill me. Heart versus head. And again, I will make this argument. Jason was not the killer in the first Friday the 13th. So if you are focusing on just the movie, just that movie, Jason wasn't the killer. So essentially, you're voting for Jason's mom because she was the killer in the first Friday the 13th. This isn't this isn't Friday the 13th part 2 when Jason came out as the killer. So we didn't even see Jason until the second one. So for me, again, no contest. You have to go with Halloween, personally. But it is really tough because, you associate Friday the 13th with Jason, but he wasn't in the first movie.
That darn hockey mask. that thing haunts me at times. I've got a couple, but when I was when I was younger, I will say that I watched these films way too soon. Because my cousins would, play scary movies on Friday nights. They would babysit, and I just had to be a big boy. So, hey, they were like, all right, if you want it, you got it. So, this one, so let's see here. We've got this one's pretty interesting so far. Okay, I'm not trying to click on Amazon. Stupid pop-up. All right. Okay, so yeah, this is closer than this is really close now. So
this is a nail biter.
Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, this is a tough one. This one might be one that actually ends up getting locked up at 50-50, and then we'll have to do some negotiating. Yeah, so right now Halloween has the slight edge, 55% to 45%. Let me try to avoid clicking on a pop-up. And okay. So Halloween just took a jump. So we'll give it another minute or so. But yeah, so it looks like Michael Myers, it might be Michael versus Freddy.
Oh.
It might be Michael versus Freddy in the next round. So let's see how this thing is going here. Let's see if we got any more votes. Nope. Staying deadlocked there. So Dalton Riley, I will say this. If we do a doll or possession,
we're definitely going to do a paranormal bracket.
Yeah, Annabelle has to be in there.
For sure.
I would say. John G saying he voted for Halloween. I will say this with Halloween, for me, the music, the score.
Oh, amazing.
Amazing. Seeing, I mean, the way that there's so much mystery surrounding Michael Myers in the original, it's like, man, this dude is relentless. Like, I mean, what's his deal? And it was so well done. So so I think we're at the point where we can say, let me avoid the last pop-up here. I think we're gonna be locked at that. Halloween. Halloween moving on.
All right.
To the this is gonna be a good one. So we've got so next week we've got in the Woodsboro region, we've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre versus Saw. So Leatherface versus Jigsaw.
Oof.
Then in the Haddonfield region, we've got Michael Myers, the OG Halloween, against Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oof.
So That's a really good Final Four. I cannot wait. Yeah. Static Marie saying going to be a tough choice next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I gotta put this up here again too because it's so dope. But thank you, Richie, for sending this over. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, this was I'm trying to find where I even put it. There it is. All right. I got so many photos in here, but there we go. So that was awesome. Michael Myers came out victorious in that round, and Michael's path doesn't get easier next week.
No.
We're up against Freddy Krueger, so
Oh, I don't know. That's gonna be something else.
yeah, it really is. Really is.
It's gonna be fun though.
It is going to be a lot of fun.
Your final four: Leatherface, Jigsaw, Michael Myers, and Freddy Krueger.
Pretty darn good Final Four. I'd say that's a pretty darn good Final Four. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And what's interesting is the only one on this screen right now that didn't make it is Chucky
and Jason.
And Jason.
The ones in the middle.
The ones in the middle. The ones in the middle. So yeah. That's gonna be tough to pick. I mean, that's tough. That's really
Michael
tough.
Myers or Freddy Krueger. Wow.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It is gonna be tough.
It's gonna be fun though. Now I gotta go watch them all again.
Yeah.
I think I'm good with watching Scream and or no, Texas Chainsaw and Saw.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. How do you choose next week? Well, folks, that's what we're gonna ask you to do next week is try to choose. Well, let me ask the chat this, and then I want to ask you this, Jody. What's the tougher one to choose? Texas Chainsaw versus Saw, or Halloween versus Nightmare on Elm Street? What's the hardest one to choose between?
I would say Nightmare on Elm Street versus Halloween, because there is a valid argument out there. Is Jigsaw really a slasher? So I could see Leatherface edging out Saw next week fairly easily. But I mean, how do you, like Marie said, how do you choose between Michael and Freddy?
Yeah.
I think you have to go for what scares you the most.
Mm-hmm.
What really just doesn't sit right in your soul.
Yeah. Ricky saying, do you go film plot or film character though? I think it's going to depend on each person.
Yeah. I'm doing film plot. That's kind of how I voted, but yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah, that is tough. Very, very tough. But luckily we don't have to decide that this week. We'll give you a week to stew on it.
Yeah, stew on it. Think about, which one just really grabs you by the balls, so to speak.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to talk about those and do some hypotheticals. I will say, if you could put, so let's take all of these movies in the final four.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you can pair up any two, so you can have two join forces. Which two would you prefer to see paired up? Would you rather see, I don't know, Leatherface and Jigsaw? Would you rather see Leatherface and Freddy? Would you rather see Leatherface and Michael Myers? I mean, who would you make tag team partners essentially? Let's say they're battling one another. They're battling each other in a tag team match.
I think to make it more evenly split, you put Leatherface with Freddy. And then you put Jigsaw with Michael Myers. Because if you do it the other way around and you put Leatherface with Michael Myers and then Jigsaw with Freddy, I feel like you're putting all the psychological type ones together. I feel like that would give them an unfair advantage. Like with Freddy, it's very psychological. You, like we said, you have to sleep. With Saw, it's very psychological. So I feel like to make it evenly keeled, I think you have to do that.
So that's now I agree. If you're trying to keep it even, then yeah. I think if you're booking a wrestling tag team though, if someone at WWE said, "Hey Jody, we're going to bring in a new tag team. Your choice is between Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jigsaw, and Leatherface. You can match up any two, and you need them to win the tag team titles in 6 months." I think that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you put Leatherface and Michael Myers together, who's going to stop that?
Yeah.
There's going to.
Or you could put Michael Myers and Freddy together.
Yeah.
And you've got the gore and the psychological.
Mm-hmm. Richie saying, this is a good question. I like that. Does Myers sleep though? If he went to sleep, then Freddy could, in theory, mess with him a little bit.
I think, like I said, for me personally, I think Freddy is unbeatable.
Yeah. That's a good tag team match. So let's say we can book that match, Dalton Riley. Let's say it's Undertaker and Kane versus your pick of these four.
Ooh. Undertaker and Kane versus, I mean, I'd have to go with Freddy and Michael.
Freddy and Michael. Okay. See, you know what? Someone should try and create that in WWE 2K. How cool would that be if someone like created that somehow and just played out that tag team match? That would be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I can talk horror stuff and like fantasy booking stuff with horror movies all day long. I don't want to keep dominating that part of the conversation. But since I brought up the game, I did want to get people's reactions to if you've seen what WWE or 2K24, what they've announced in terms of what 2K24 will be in terms of paying tribute to Bray. Have folks seen that? And let us know your thoughts. Jody, did you get to see that?
I did. I didn't. I wouldn't expect anything different from them. I think everybody loved him so much, and I think WWE will take any measures to honor his memory, and so will the other superstars. So I wouldn't expect anything less of them. So I hope they do it right.
Yeah.
Because Bray was a perfectionist, very particular about how he wanted things to be and look, and the story that was being told. But I think that might be a nice way to, I don't know, almost further the story without it having to be on TV.
Yeah, like go like create a story mode just for his character
Mm-hmm.
and have him be able to go through some different things and kind of go through some different storylines. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, but I I expected they would probably do something like that to honor him in 2K24 because it was such a big loss.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I mean, you can tell that they genuinely care about his legacy and paying, and paying tribute to him. So, um, I think this is going to be an awesome game. I really do. I think they'll do a lot of fun stuff with it, a lot of cool stuff. I think, especially for the fans that that really, really admired his work and have the ability to see the stories and appreciate his storytelling ability. So uh,
Mhm.
I think it'd be really cool if they did some type of story mode.
I
Um,
think it depends on who he shared that with. He was obviously very particular on who knew certain things about where it was going and the overall picture. He didn't share that. I can't imagine him sharing that with many, very many people.
yeah,
And they might all, some of them might know different pieces of it. You got to put it together. Like Jason might know something different than JoJo does, or Triple H might know something different, or you know what I mean? Like they may all know different pieces about what he wanted to do, or maybe nobody knew what he
yeah,
wanted to do besides him. You know, his, so it depends how much people close to him really knew about where he wanted to go. And I think that would, if you play that into a storyline for the game, um, I think that could be pretty dope.
yeah. I agree. And Erase Your Mind saying Bray should be on the cover as well. I
I
agree with.
I don't doubt that for a second.
I agree with that. I
I
cannot
think,
disagree.
yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. I just I agree, Jody. I can't see anyone else being on there. So
Mm-mm.
and I know we've got some, we're gonna keep talking about Brave here for the next couple minutes because we do have a few art pieces that we wanted to share. So we're gonna get into some artwork now. Um,
Yay!
so I know everyone loves looking through the artwork. So um, always grateful for all of you talented artists, and let's get started here.
Mhm. I love this. So again, credit to our artwork consultant Eric. This is his Instagram page. Actually, it's the Wyatt OG. And Black Mass Design did this, and I was instantly drawn to it. Obviously, because Kyle and I have struck up a really cool friendship, and that is obviously the tattoo that he did on Bray's hand. So that really drew my eye, and I really haven't seen many people highlight that in their artwork.
Yeah, yeah, that's really really awesome.
Hmm. I love this, Richie. Uh, the Fiend against Jason. We spent a good deal of time when Bray was released, in those 15 months, fantasy booking things like this.
Mhm.
So maybe we'll have to do it again with the new mask that we saw at the Pitch Black match. Maybe
Yeah,
we can, try to do something like that again.
yeah, I think it'd be really cool if we take the winner. Richie kind of mentioned this, but take the winner of the slasher bracket and fantasy book that.
Hmm.
That'd be a lot of fun, I think. But yeah, this. Thank you, Richie, for doing this too. Um,
Yeah. I love this one too. I don't know who the artist is. Um, their initials are in the corner. But I love just the use of light in this one. They're really just highlighting, obviously, like Bray's face and Uncle Howdy. And I just think that's really neat.
Yeah, it really is. Really is. Another mashup here.
I love this. So Brittany drew this one, obviously Leatherface with Bray, which I think that's a pretty badass matchup.
It's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. So
I'm
yeah,
loving the the mashups of Bray with other characters.
yeah, it's cool.
I love this one too.
Yeah.
We all remember that match from that WrestleMania. Because it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Or no, that was the one he did with Randy, wasn't it? No,
Yeah.
that was it?
Yeah, at WrestleMania, yeah, with Randy.
Oh, I was thinking of the Firefly Funhouse match. But anyway, still love that they put the Fiend as like a pirate. That's just really neat.
Yeah, that whole theme of that WrestleMania since they were doing it in Tampa, and yeah, that was pretty dope.
Yeah. I love this one too. I love the shadow on the ground.
Yeah.
In the cobble. That's just so brilliantly done.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's amazing. That's tremendous. Absolutely tremendous.
Another Richie piece. I love the Uncle Howdy's in the background.
Yeah. I do too.
Yeah. And I love the use of blood.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
Yeah. And I love the way that the Fiend looks, and that, like, I love the look on the Fiend's face. So.
Yeah. I love this one too.
Yeah.
I love that Alexa has no eyes. It really makes her feel more like a doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And we've got this.
Artwork by Glitch. I love this stuff too. I love that. I mean, it looks like the moth is on fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is so cool. And is that their handle on social media?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a follow for sure. And then we're gonna get started talking about this young man on the left, whispering in the ear of Dutch.
Okay, tell me, like, you can't say that this does not give you Bray vibes, Wyatt family vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
I love that. I love it. It just, Dutch kind of has Bray's smile, and I think Vincent has the charisma and the ability to speak like he did.
Mm-hmm.
And them two together, it's just a beautiful thing.
It is. It really is. And Brittany did this piece, and it's awesome. Awesome work of Vincent there.
Yeah. Wyatt approves.
Yeah.
This is Blake also did a piece of Vincent and Jeff Hardy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Beautiful detail. Love it. Wyatt.
Wyatt just said he's just chiming in. He likes the art too. This is a great piece.
Love this piece of Scarlet. Love that piece of Scarlet. The wings, and she looks like a goddess.
Yeah.
And
it's okay. It's okay. It's
love this piece of cross with the ace of spades. It's really interesting. And you know, the card's on fire, and I detail work in that too. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Why you want to come so this Lordy graphics on Instagram is fantastic. They do some really, really neat edits. And obviously this is Karrion Kross and Scarlett with Roman. Mm-hmm. And that's a matchup I wouldn't mind seeing. Not yet.
At some point, would love to see this. Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, yes, would love to see that matchup. So, if you have not been watching this Chamber of Horrors on YouTube, go watch it because it's phenomenal. They have gone to all these different haunted places and done, done readings and stuff, and they've had different people come on it with them. Like the one with Drew McIntyre was just straight up funny. Like his reactions, I was just dying laughing. I mean, because he reminded me of Zach Baggins. He's, because he's taunting the crap out of these things. And Karrion Kross is on an episode of it. It's just such a good,
I got it. I still have to check it out. I got it. I might do that a little bit later here.
It's really good.
Yeah. And then here's our last one for the week.
This is another Lordy graphics. I love the the TikTok, and that's his thing, and you got Scarlett in the background, and I think Karrion Kross is on the way to a big push.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I definitely hope so. Brandon Wayne Lewis bringing up Matthew Perry, who unfortunately tragically passed away over the weekend. So I know a lot of people enjoyed him and his work. So definitely want to keep his family and friends and thoughts and prayers. So
it was in the bathroom.
So that's our artwork for the week. That's our episode for the week. Jodie, any final thoughts?
Bray, we miss you. And love all you guys.
Yeah, absolutely love all of you. Thank you all for joining us every week. And you got a little bit more homework for next week. So just as a recap, the final four will be Texas Chainsaw Massacre versus Saw.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll have Halloween versus Nightmare on Elm Street next week. So if you need to do a little bit of homework, rewatch, whatever criteria you come up with to decide your winner is up to you. I think everyone has their own method. So do what it is that feels right for you in terms of when you vote, and support your favorite slashers through the bracket. That's it for us this evening. And I will say, if you don't mind, drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. We'll be back on Thursday this week for Impact Wrestling. At some point I will start calling it TNA, but not yet. Let me have my Impact through the rest of the year, then we'll get to TNA. But we'll talk more about that change on Thursday, and then Friday we have Turning Point for Impact Wrestling. So that'll be a stream that'll be available on their Ultimate Insiders package on their YouTube membership. That's one of their pay-per-views, one of their specials. So come check that out with us on Friday, and Sunday we'll be back for Between the Ropes. So that's it for us this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. And come ready to vote. And and let's discuss the final four next week. But thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.